Ter gelegenheid van het 50-jarig jubileum van de totstandkoming van diplomatieke betrekkingen tussen de Verenigde Staten van Amerika en de Republiek Suriname, heeft gisteren de lancering van het boek Gemeenschappelijk Verleden Gedeelde Toekomst, Verenigde Staten en Suriname 50 Connecties plaatsgevonden. Het boek werd gelaunched tijdens een receptie bij de Amerikaanse ambassade. Ambassadeur Robert Faucher gaf aan waarom gekozen is voor dit boek.
Now, this is one of the many stories and amazing history connections between the United States and Suriname that we want to highlight as we celebrate our 50 years of diplomatic relations. Yesterday, Secretary of State Rubio extended his personal congratulations to the people of the Republic of Suriname as everyone here celebrated Sefradenzi and the 50th anniversary of your independence. He stated that the United States values our strong partnership with Suriname as we work together to advance regional security, countering narcotics trafficking, and expanding economic opportunity. He recognized Suriname's emergence as a key energy partner and welcomed our continued collaboration that strengthens regional prosperity and creates new opportunities for both our nations. Secretary Rubio added that we also celebrate the rich cultural ties between our two peoples, and he reaffirmed our enduring commitment to strengthening our security and prosperity across the region and the entire hemisphere. So as we approach this historic anniversary of our diplomatic relations, my team and I decided to create something special, something that would help us reflect not only on the last 50 years, but on the much deeper and often surprising connections that bind our two countries. It is a friendship and partnership that extends back hundreds of years. The result is a book that we are presenting this evening. It's a collection of 50 stories that illustrate how Americans and Surinamers have shaped each other's history for centuries. Many of the stories in the book highlight the extraordinary economic, cultural, historical, people-to-people, and commercial relationships that have connected our two countries for years. Now, there are many, many stories to share, and not all of them are in the book. But the book tells the story of how Suriname molasses fueled the New England rum houses that incubated the American Revolution and made us a free and sovereign nation. The book tells the story of President Lincoln's plan to send 20,000 emancipated African Americans to Suriname during the Civil War. He only changed his mind after being convinced by Frederick Douglass that those free slaves were indeed American citizens and should stay in their country, the United States of America. It tells the story of Alcoa, which shaped Suriname's history for over a century, including the failed plan that Alcoa pushed to have the United States government buy Suriname from the Dutch in 1919. It was a plan that eventually inspired Anton de Kom to decry the treatment of the people of Suriname as if they were still living on a plantation that could be sold. During World War II, the Surinamese bauxite that Alcoa produced was critical for the aluminum needed for ships, planes, and ammunition. And when the stakes couldn't have been higher, the United States and Suriname built up the airfields at Zandere and Zorgenhoop to protect this vital resource and to ensure that the great riches of Suriname were utilized against the Nazis and other fascist regimes, winning the Second World War. Together, we secured victory against tyranny. The book also tells the story of how Cynthia MacLeod was inspired by her Jewish neighbors in Washington, D.C., to put onto paper her stories about Suriname and eventually developed the beloved book, Hoe duur was het suiker? It is my hope that the stories we share will not end there. Our strong bonds are built on a legacy of cooperation, friendship, and respect, and that partnership continues today. From trade and investment to cultural exchanges and security cooperation, the United States and Suriname are working together in more ways than ever before. Our governments are collaborating on sustainability, economic development, and security initiatives, such as the upcoming Lamont medical exercise in April 2026, which will bring dozens of U.S. military medical professionals to work side by side with Surinamese doctors and nurses. We're working on Trade Winds 2027, which will emphasize Suriname's growing role in regional security. And we are also proud that this year we have a budget of nearly $1 million in funding to continue building the capacity and capabilities of Suriname's judiciary, police, and security forces. Now, this book was produced by an embassy team with contributions from many local partners, and we are especially grateful to the American Chamber of Commerce, which has been a steadfast partner throughout this project and providing substantive material and insights, and also generous sponsorship to help bring this book to life here in Suriname. The 50 stories in this book capture only a fraction of our shared experiences, but they speak to something profound, that the histories of the United States and Suriname are intertwined. And so it is now my honor to present the first copy of this book to President Haling Simmons. Madam President, we hope this volume serves both as a tribute to the past and as an inspiration for the future, a tomorrow that we will continue to build together.
President Jennifer Haling-Simons ontving het eerste exemplaar uit handen van de ambassadeur. Zij blikte terug op hoe de diplomatieke betrekkingen tot stand zijn gekomen.
50 years ago, the day after our independence, we embarked on the journey of sovereign statehood. We received the recognition of the United States and went forward with support through educational programs that opened doors for our youth, medical missions that reached the most vulnerable, and cooperation in security initiatives, and much more. I will not repeat the elaboration of the ambassador. He mentioned many more things, but for many decades, American companies also have been present here, not only investing capital, but also transferring skills, employing our citizens, and at times becoming the center pillars of our national economy. We also remember with gratitude the opportunities offered to our athletes, students, and young leaders through scholarships and training programs. Remembering one of the most outstanding ones, that is Anthony Nesty, a swimmer, but this is only one of many. Today, American firms still do business in Suriname, and indeed, the Suriname American Chamber of Commerce had an activity a few weeks ago, and we are poised to explore and expand into emerging sectors. New opportunities are arising in offshore oil and gas, sustainable development, digital innovation, and responsible resource management. These areas offer promise for mutual beneficial investment, technology transfer, and job creation. As we reflect on the past 50 years, we do so with gratitude for the friendship and for the tangible ways cooperation has impacted our lives. But celebration is not an endpoint. It's a call to action. Looking ahead, we still move forward with this relationship and strengthen it further. We're committed to deepening economic ties, expanding people-to-people exchanges, enhancing security operation, and advancing shared goals of stability, prosperity, and democratic governance. In the spirit of partnership, we pledge to work together, governments, the private sector, civil society, and international partners, to ensure that the next 50 years are defined by inclusive growth, resilience to global challenges, and broader opportunity for every citizen. To our American friends and partners, thank you for your enduring engagement and for the many ways you have stood with us over the decades, and indeed, even more decades than 50. To our citizens, And let us seize the opportunities before us with wisdom and unity. Together, we will write the next chapter, one of cooperation, respect, and common purpose.